Hi everyone, I'm Grahtles, and welcome to a new episode of the Time-Saving Guide for Noobs. And if you're new to my channel and you don't know what I do Let's Plays tutorials, tips, tricks on city skylines, so if you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, and share. So last episode I showed you another highway exit with the dog bone style, and today we're going to add in some high density. So let's go ahead, jump in, and get started. Alright, so here we are, and I changed out our dog bone intersection from the small roundabouts to the large roundabouts. That'll serve the high density just a little bit better. I laid this out in a grid pattern because that is probably the easiest way to put in high density, and I also left a lot of space between certain roads. So in between a lot of our commercial roads, which are going to be the 4-lane, and our office space, I left 3 lines between, 3 squares between. That's just to help with noise pollution. Down and over here, I put in its own service area because for the garbage to get from over here to over here is a long commute. So we want them to be taken care of right away. I added their own little water and their own electric. I did connect our electric to this electric and our water, so this way when it shows up on our availability, we'll be able to know that it's linked together and it'll register together. Alright, so let's go ahead and start adding some services. So we know we're definitely going to need bigger services. So now with our healthcare, I think we're going to go into the hospital, and we'll kind of centrally locate our hospital. Another thing we're going to need is a fire station instead of the firehouse. Now I'm going to pause this because we're going to need electric. Next I'm going to go and grab a police headquarters, which is right here. So we are going to need some death care, so let's get that. So now we need to place a cemetery, and I'm thinking over in here would be a good spot. And maybe another one over in here somewhere, maybe right around here. This way it'll help with spreading the death care around. Education, we need some elementaries. So we're going to probably need about 2 elementaries. So I'm going to probably put these guys here and here. High schools. So we may only need 1 high school, but it's probably best practice depending on how big our population gets. Now high density can double, quadruple our population. It's crazy. So I think we're going to add in 2 high schools. We have the money. It's not too big of a deal, so we'll put in 2 high schools. So next, let's go into parks. We're going to have to add some parks around. So let's start off with the small playgrounds and add them next to our elementary schools. Let's go into our small parks, which are rather large as we've seen. And let's see where we can put these. Maybe something on the inside here. So this area right here should be well covered. Let's go in with our dog parks and maybe add something down in here. And maybe one right here. Let's go into our sports. We can add basketball, possibly right by the high school, and another one by this high school, and a tennis court as well. So let's take a look at our parks. So we're pretty well covered with parks. Let's just put in a couple of plazas. So I'm going to use the $1,000 one. We'll save a little bit of money. Let's come down. I think we'll put this one on this corner, this one on this corner. And maybe one back in here. And maybe another one right here. Let's see. So now our park coverage should be very well spread out. Let's go ahead and start zoning in. Now the way I'm going to zone in is I'm going to try to zone in that I can kind of pass some of this electric through to everybody. So over on these 4 lanes, I know this is where I want to put mostly like commercial or office space. I'm going to come in off of here just the same way as I did over in this space here. So if this is 4, I'm going to add 3, and then I'm going to start my zoning. So now because I want this electric to spread, what I'll do is I'll probably take this off like that, and then I'll add maybe a commercial building there. So hopefully the electric will spread this way, and maybe we'll put another one over in here, and that should help spread the electric. So let's go ahead and grab the electric. I think we'll run it right down into this park here, and then we'll take this from here, come across, and just jump right there. So now that should catch all the electric that way. Now we could start the game while we're zoning, and let's see where the electric catches. So that caught the electric to there. That's perfect. So now let's take a look at where else we want to spread it. We could pause the game again, and we definitely need it to come down this way. Alright, so we do have a good demand for residential and commercial. Let's go ahead and fast forward this. Alright, so now the electric spread to there. Let's come over to here. And since we do have a high demand for some more commercial, we can definitely zone in a little bit more here. So let's go here, maybe here, bring that across to here, and here. Let's go here, just like that. So now that should take our electric and spread it that way. Let's go ahead, and we have a huge demand for residential. Let's come down here. We'll put another commercial building. Let's do there. And then we'll take this and let's come R3, place one there. No, I think I'm going to leave that out. I'm just going to fill in to there. So now that has electric there. Let's pause, come over to here. The hospital has electric, so let's come in and just fill in a bit of commercial right in here. And that took care of there. Let's come over to here. We'll do the same over here. Now that commercial did not fill in, so we're going to go over here and we're just going to fill in a little bit more residential. And we're going to start filling in, I think on this road, some office space. Now we don't have a high demand for our industry right now, but this should fill in. Alright, so the electric was spread there. Let's come back down into here. Alright, that's all spread there. Let's come over to here. Alright, so now we've finished spreading all the electricity, and now everything's kind of covered. Now we can start filling in all our demands or whatever we want right now. So let's go ahead and let's start over in this section. And I think what we'll do is we'll just keep these off just a little bit and just fill these in with some gaps here. Now, because this is very close to this, I'm going to make smaller buildings out of these guys. This I actually want to keep off because I keep forgetting. I want to make this into a just back of the high school, maybe area with some trees, maybe a couple of paths. So I think what I'll do is, so I remember to, oh wow, we hit small city. So like I said, our population is going to grow very quickly now with our high density, and we already hit small city. So let's go ahead, I'm going to show you. So I remember not to zone in here. I'm going to place a park fence just around this area so I do not build in here. Alright, so that takes care of that. I'm going to do the same over in this area right here with this high school. Now sometimes you need to turn the snapping off to get all of the fencing in the way you want it. So I'm just going to turn off the snapping. I'm just going to come down here. Nothing perfect, nothing crazy, just enough to know not to zone in this space. So that helps me to acknowledge that I don't want to zone there, and it'll just help when I'm zoning in. Alright, so I think I'm going to continue to build this up and fill out our population, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we hit big city. So like I said, our population is growing like crazy. Alright, now that everything is filled in, I'm going to just do a little overview. So let's look at our zoning. So we did zone in a mixture of our commercial, our office space, and our residential. And the office space doesn't quite fulfill the need for the industry as much as actual industry. But it does fill in nicely as far as a buffer, and you don't get the noise pollution with the office space. So as you can see, everything in the red is just our commercial, and then the office space is in the light blue. So it definitely does not give off the same noise pollution, which definitely helps with our citizens' health. So it is nice to put it in between. Let's go ahead and take a look at our traffic. Now we do have some traffic in here, but I have not went in and shut off the junctions. So let's see what happens if I go in and shut off the junctions. Alright, now all our junctions are shut off. Let's go back to our traffic flow, and we already improved it from 88 to 92. Let's fast forward it a little bit. So this is going to be a little bit more busy. That's not surprising. It is the, where they come into the space. But overall, our traffic is really good down in this area. Now you do have a lot of people coming into here. We could probably bypass some of this by putting in even a slip road right in here. So let's go ahead and check that out. Alright, so now you can see you're getting a lot more people using this one as well. So they're just coming through and then being able to come off into this area, which helps a lot to keep a lot of the traffic off of here. So by having multiple slip roads throughout, it definitely takes the strain off the middle here. Now this is a tight turn. This will eventually keep going, and they may want to use this to get back and down and around, but for now they're using that, and there's no problem with that. It's working quite well. So as you can see, putting in a nice gridded area and having good slip roads on and off, as well as a main entrance into the high density, helps a lot with traffic. I'm going to end up filling this in with some trees and making it look pretty. But yeah, we're going to end this episode off here. Maybe we'll take a little car ride throughout this high density area, see what it looks like from their perspective. And again, if you like my content, you want to see more, please click the like button, subscribe, comment, share, do all those good things, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.